南无佛陀言，尊敬的法师，各位佛友，大家上午好，我是𝐲𝐿.
Namo Buddhaya, good morning, dear Bhante and fellow friends. I am 𝐕𝐞𝐬𝐚.
欢迎大家回到线上。接下来我们将进行禅修的课程，指导导师为来自斯里兰卡的 Aloka 法师。
Welcoming everyone back to the live. We will then enter the guided meditation program. Our teacher is Bhante Aloka from Sri Lanka.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Happy Vesak to everyone. My name is Bhante Aloka. This is Mahakaruna Buddhist Society of Malaysia. We are joining you online with this meditation session to celebrate the Vesak day of 2022, and we are doing it in a very meaningful way. In fact, the Buddha always encouraged us to walk in this path to liberation or the Nibbana, and meditation is one of the key aspects of the daily Buddhist practices, and also it's a very important and also thing that we all have to practice and develop, and to become enlightened, or if someone wishes to become enlightened, and the samsara is there. So there can be many of you joining today with us with the background knowledge on meditation, and also there can be many beginners who have not gained the basic knowledge. So it's my responsibility to give an introduction to the basics of the meditation, Buddhist meditation practices, before we go into the advanced, the technical things on this meditation practice that we're going to discuss today, which is Anapanasati meditation, or the meditation on breathing. So what is meditation then? That's the first thing you have to know. When it comes to meditation, or to try to understand meditation, you have to understand what happens when you meditate. What happens when you meditate and how you do it. It's good to think about how your mind works when you are not meditating. Or the first thing that you yourself understand about yourself and how it works, and how you act, or your mind works when you do other things other than the meditation. Most of the time you spend time doing so many things, and that's what we are called living, being alive. Being alive means that you are keep responding to the what you call the stimulus that come through the senses of your physical body, and that is what being alive means. Let's say you take input through your eyes and you see visuals, so that is one of the things that you do, or being doing as a living person. So there are the six senses that give you the inputs or make your mind busy. You have your eyes, ears, nose, and also the tongue, and even the physical body. Not only that, the mind itself also one of the senses that disturb your mind and keep your mind active and busy. So when you meditate, what do? You try to refrain or to take a break from that natural or normal day-to-day life that flow. So how you do? You have to tame your mind and give your mind one single exercise at a time, or let your mind to be busy with one single object. That is what you are called meditating. So let's say that you are meditating on loving kindness. You try to have only the loving kindness thoughts in your mind and spend some time. When you do, you don't take inputs from other senses. Maybe you can take, let's say you take one color as your meditation object. You let that, you just look at that, just say you draw a circle and paint that with that one, let's say with the blue color. You just look at the blue color and think that it's the blue color and spend some time on that, because your mind is busy with that. You don't hear the other things, you don't smell. You smell, the senses are working, but you don't take those inputs to your mind, because your mind is locked into that particular or that single object. So I hope that this is that make it clear. It may sound easy, but it's when you try to practice that, you experience it is not that easy also, because your mind is used to get busy with a lot of inputs and work very fast and agitated and not easy to be mindful on one single thing. That is something that you have to train your mind to do, also to attain. It is what you call your meditating. So that's what you're going to do today. So when it comes to meditation, we take some of the technique that explained or practiced by the elders. That is always a good practice. In Buddhism, there are 40 objects or way of practicing or conducting meditation that we call kammatthana, or the techniques that the time of the Buddha, the monks, and also the lay people or everyone, the elders, use and also succeed. There are 40 of them, but we are not going to practice or learn about the 40 the subject or subjects, the techniques today. But we take one as the meditation practice or the technique for today meditation session, which is the breathing process or what we call in Pali, we call it Anapanasati Bhavana. The breathing process you take as your meditation object. So again, what you do when you meditate, you don't let your mind to be busy with a lot of things and live like a normal person that normal person would always do. You purposely let your mind to focus on one single thing and spend time to develop your mind, culture your mind. That is what we call meditating, and that is the Pali term the bhavana means. So let's move on to the breathing meditation practice. So what the word in Pali? Anapanasati. Anapanasati or Anapanasati. There are three words. Ana means like the breathe in, and the apana is the breathe out. Sati means mindful. So you are being mindful on your breathing process, the whole process. When you take the breath in, you focus on that. When you breathe out, you focus on that. The whole process you are doing mindfully, or maybe you are observing it mindfully. That is what breathing meditation means. So this is what you do when you practice the breathing meditation. So now I want you to sit on a comfortable seat and with less disturbance. Then you have to inform that your family members that you are going to start a meditation practice, and we need a place without the disturbance, and it has to be a place suitable for meditation. So the breathing meditation is explained in many sutras, and also the famous book of Visuddhimagga also is explained with every thing that you have to consider, and also carefully select even the place where you are going to meditate. So it starts with the place. So I take those steps and I try to explain you and guide you through. That will help you to experience. Maybe not today, you cannot attain the jhana or the first, the level, higher level of concentration by learning or practicing it just one day, or maybe you might be able to do that. So anyway, that step-by-step guide that explained in the sutras and also the Visuddhimagga, I will explain. So the first thing, choose a place with less disturbances. It shouldn't be a place with a lot of noise and a lot of disturbance, because it's very hard to be relaxed and focus on one thing, because your mind gets easily disturbed. Let's say now you are in a place like that. Then what you do, you have to sit on the seat that you have prepared and relax. The sitting posture is very important for any person who practices breathing meditation. As I mentioned earlier, there are 39 other subjects or a technique that you can use to meditate on. Those meditation technique might not require you to sit on a seat like this, but for the breathing meditation, it's very important, and later you realize why. So what you do now, you have chosen the right place for your meditation, and then sit and relax, and you close your eyes. When you close your eyes, when you relax, now you slowly try to bring your attention to your breathing process. Is it happening? You have to ask yourself, can you feel the breathing process? Maybe your mind is disturbed. You cannot see. You close your eyes, but other things come to your mind. The things that you have to do, the things that you have done disturb you. Maybe the other senses. You cannot close all the senses. You can close your eyes, but your ears are still active, sending you a lot of information or inputs, electrical signals to your brain. That means you hear things. Your mind is disturbed. Maybe through your nose you smell something. It's a tasty food. I had to eat that food. Maybe I smell that you don't like. I don't like that smell. I wish I chose another place. This place is not suitable for me. Those kind of thoughts appearing and disappearing into your mind. Your mind is disturbed. Maybe it's too cold or too hot. It's not comfortable. Your physical body, that also a sense, one of the senses. Your mind is disturbed. But slowly you bring your attention to your breathing process. With all those things happening and sending inputs to your brain, you can even feel that you are breathing. You are breathing in and you are breathing out. You experience. Maybe purposely you take a breath. Breathe in and breathe out. You experience it. Now you feel it more and more that you are breathing. Your breathing process is more pronounced now. So, among all the other inputs, that breathing process slowly become more obvious and more pronounced, that you can feel it. So now you can feel the breathing process, but still your mind get disturbed by other inputs, that the signals that come through the other senses. But slowly you can relax more, Now you are still trying to focus on your breathing process. So the first thing I want you to experience is that there are so many other things that you have to learn. The more you learn, the more obvious it can be, and more easier it would be, and more successful your meditation practice can be. So I want you to open your eyes now and think about the experience we had. What do you try to do? You close your eyes and relax, and trying to focus on one single thing. That thing is the breathing process in this particular meditation practice. And you realize that is not easy to do because your mind works very fast, is agitated, and is not well trained to do that. Even the nature does not support, because the natural human mind is supposed to be busy and agitated, and busy with the worldly pleasures, the worldly things, not to meditate on. We practice this to understand how the nature works and to escape from this samsaric journey, this natural, the way that this nature work and keep our self going through this samsaric journey, life after life. If someone want to realize and someone want to understand the true nature or the Dhamma, that person has to meditate, think and experience how this nature works. So that's what we are doing. That's why it's not easy to do. It's like we are trying to swim where the opposite to the current. The current is always going down, but we try to swim upstream. So that's why it's not easy. In the Visuddhimagga it explained, the person who first start to meditate, his mind is so easily get disturbed and not easy to tame and not easy to focus, because our mind is like a wild animal, let's say a cow. You catch that animal in the jungle. It's not a household, or maybe the animal that you rear in your house, or a cat or a dog. They're just like a family member. They know you. You can train them to do certain things. They like human touch. They like human. Very easy to control them. But the wild animal, they're not like that. Let's say a person or a farmer who need a help from of a cow, catch a wild cow, you call it that animal, whatever the name, in the jungle, and tie that animal with a rope, a long string, and find the strong tree or a place to tie that animal onto, and then let the animal to be tamed. The first thing when you try to tame an animal, the wild animal, that's what you do. Let that wild animal to run and run and run until that animal is tired and sick, and also that the rope that animal is tied with, like it's stuck, and that at some point that animal cannot move, have to sit on the floor, on the ground, and realize that after this I have no choice, I just have to obey this person to save my life. That kind of settlement that the animal come to. And then that the farmer can give him some food, and then make make that animal a tame animal. And later that farmer can use that animal to help him with his farming things, working in the paddy field and all that. So that's how you make a wild animal a tame animal. In the same way, when you try to meditate, your mind is like a wild animal. You purposely have to tie your mind, in this case, with onto a strong object, and let your mind go here and there. At some point it relaxes. So in this meditation practice, that breathing meditation practice, breathing process is the strong pole or strong object that you try to tie your mind onto. I think that's clear. That's a very good example that used even in the Visuddhimagga, or the book that explained this meditation practice very clearly, step by step, according to the Buddha's teaching. So when you try to do that, just now you close your eyes and try to focus, you realize you can feel that you are breathing and your breathing process take place, but because of the other inputs that come through the other senses, it's not easy to focus on. But when you try that again and again, at some point you realize that you can do it, and it's very, very happy experience when you feel that your mind is breathing focused, well focused on that breathing process. It's such a happy moment that you feel that you can focus on your breathing process. So the next thing you have to do to experience it. Just now you try to see that, just to go and see that, observe that breathing process, but you saw that it's there. But not only the breathing process, there are so many other things that your mind is still responding. So you are not so relaxed, or you are not mindful only on that thing, but your mind is still going here and there. So now the next step, try to use a technique that used by the elders to experience the breathing process more easily. So let's try that now. Again, I want you to sit and relax and focus on your breathing process. Now take a deep breath. Purposely take the deep breath. Now you feel it. Now you can feel that you are breathing. So here I will take the terms that used in this text step by step, how you focus your breathing, how you focus your mind on the breathing process. That person who went to the place, the carefully chosen place without disturbances, a place where he can relax and stay mindfully. That person have now sat on and is very comfortable, and the body, you are sitting with the meditation posture, and the physical body is supporting, and let you focus. You are not stressing up your body. You feel relaxed, and then the Buddha, in Buddha's own word, that person so sato asasati, that person mindfully breathe in. So sato pasasati, that person is mindfully breathe out. Digang va asasanto digang asasamiti pajanati, that person take deep breaths, and that person experience that the breath that person took is a deep breath. Digam va pasasanto digam pasasamiti pajanati. So the next breath, that breath that you took, you breathe out. It's a long breath that you spend time to breathe out. It's a long breathe out. That person realizes. Rasang va asasanto rasang asasamiti pajanati. And there can be a short breath. You feel it. You experience it. Rasang va pasasanto rasam pasasamiti pajanati. You are breathing out, and it's a short one. The breathing out, it doesn't take long. It's shorter than the previous breathe out. You realize it, you experience it. So, you also should feel the differences between the breath you take and take out, the breath that you take in and out. There are variables. You feel it. You are feeling that your breathing process has a lot of variables. It's not the same speed that you always breathe in or breathe out. Can you feel it? Maybe you need more time. Maybe you already feel it. Do not breathe or breathe out purposefully. So let the body to go in that natural rhythm. It is happening. You are not doing it. You are just the person, or your mind is just focusing and watching like a watchman. You just keep your mind attached with that breathing process, and you are observing and you are being mindful. When you are being mindful, or you realize there are long breaths and long breath out, and there are short breaths and short breath out. Can you feel it? Can you experience it? Don't force yourself. Just relax and try to experience. The best advice to focus your attention to the tip of your nose. Many elders explain and advise doing so. It will help you to understand it easily, and also experience in very short period of time. Can you feel it? Can you experience it? You are focusing on your breathing at the tip of your nose. You see that air goes in and also goes out. You are taking deep, long breaths and also the short breaths. There are variables, but it has a natural rhythm. You just experience. You just keep watching. You're focusing. Your mind only take that particular or that single object inputs. You don't hear anything else. You don't take input from other senses. You're so relaxed. So the next step, you realize when you breathe in that whole step, breathe in step, you could focus. In the whole process of breathing out, you could focus. But when you try to focus or be mindful in the whole process, like breathe in and breathe out, take it as one single action, Can you focus? That's the next step. Sabbakaya patisangvedi assa sissamiti sikkati. Sabbakaya patisangvedi passa sissamiti sikkati. In the Buddha's term and the Pali term, the whole process of breathe in, because it has 3 steps. It has a beginning, and there's a pause, it's happening, and there's an end. You might think it's a very short period of time, but don't forget, the mind works very, very fast. Try to experience it. You are taking a breath in, even without you realizing, you try to focus on that breathe in. Even before that breathe in take place, your mind can go somewhere else, responding to a sound that disturbs your ears, responding to a smell that comes through your nose. You could not finish, you could not experience the whole breathing process. Yes, it is a very short period of time, but that within that short period of time, your mind can go into so many places. That's how the mind works. So can you experience the whole breathing process without your mind going here and there? How long you can do it? Can you do it for 5 minutes? Can your mind be free from other thoughts and only live with that breathing process for 5 minutes? And observe it and watch it. Watch it carefully. You realize that your mind is disturbed. 5 minutes, how to keep your mind attached only to that breathing process. How difficult that is, you realize. Then take the other technique that practiced by the elders and taught by the elders. That might help you. That's what we're going to practice next. I want you to open your eyes now. Let's discuss. So now you experience it more. Experience that your breathing process has a rhythm. Some breaths are longer, some are shorter than the other. Variables. And the whole breathing process has a beginning, a pause, and end. Though it's a very short, it takes only a very short period of time. When you try to focus, you feel it's a long time. a time it takes to close your eyes, a 1 second of your clock is a very long period of time when you try to focus. Within 1 second, so many things can happen. Light can travel around the globe, and that many miles within that short period of time. So many things happening within that short period of time. When you focus, only you realize, and then only you realize how difficult it is to focus on, and keep your focus unchanged for that long period of time. You realize it. So how difficult to focus your mind to that breathing process, you realize it. So that's why we have to get the advice from elders. So what's the technique? Ganana, it means you can count. The counting you can take as a technique to tame your mind and let your mind to be more focused, and take it as a mean of focusing, or a technique, or a aid for your meditation practice, or your development of your mind. How you do it? So now let's practice that. This can be very useful. This is the next thing you have to learn and experience. So again, back to meditation. Now you close your eyes, relax, let the natural breathing process take place. You are not breathing purposefully, because you can breathe purposefully. If you ask yourself to breathe, you can do it. But there's a natural rhythm, and it's automatic, and you don't have to do. That's the way. If you have to think to breathe all the time, if you forget to breathe, your life in danger. So that's why the nature created it that way. There's a natural rhythm. Let you breathe naturally. What do you do? What your mind does? You just focus, and you're watching. Keep watching. So you're relaxing, and you're bringing your attention to your breathing process. So we're going to practice this technique. For those who find it difficult to focus, this will help you. So what you do? You just count on your breathing, and you count when you breathe out. When you breathe in, you count 1, 1, 1. When you breathe out, you say 2. If it takes longer, you say 2 again. 2, 1, 2. You count at your breathing, but don't count more than the number 10, because that will also be a trouble for your breathing focus. That means you are counting, you are not meditating. So because of that, you count only few numbers, maybe 5 or 10. When you do it, 1, 1, 2, 2, it helps you. That's it's an aid for meditation or focus. You keep doing that, you realize, you experience your breathing process take place, and you can see, you can feel it. It's more easier than before. Sometimes you forget the numbers. That means your mind has gone somewhere else. You are not focused. You might feel shy. Oh, it's such a short period of time. I could not focus. Don't be shy or don't be discouraged. Keep doing. You breathe in, you say 1. You breathe out, you say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now it is more easier and it's more obvious that your breathing process take place. Now you see it, now you feel it. You don't even realize. If you run into a mountain, or maybe run, and after running few steps, you're breathing so heavily. You're breathing out so heavily. That kind of situation, you realize that is more pronounced and also you feel it more. But all the other times, your breathing process take place to keep you alive, but you don't realize because your mind is busy with so many other inputs, so many other things that you have to deal with. But right now, you see it, you feel it, you're watching, your mind is watching. You see the differences, you be the variables, short and long, breathing and breathe out, whole thing you experience. This is such a wonderful and peaceful experience. Your mind is so relaxed. Your mind is active, but your mind is so peaceful because you don't get disturbed with so many other thoughts. Your mind is not agitated. It's so calm. You experience the bliss of mindfulness. The mindfulness on breathing process. Ana Anapana Sati. Being mindful on breathe in and breathe mindful on breathe out is a wonderful experience. Dīghang va asasanto dīghang asasamiti pajanati. Dīghang va pasasanto dīghang pasasamiti pajanati. There are long breaths and long breaths out. Rasang va asasanto rasang asasamiti pajanati. Rasang va pasasanto rasang pasasamiti pajanati. There are short breaths in and there are short breaths out. You experience it. In the whole process of breathing, you are experiencing, you keep focusing on. That is the next step. Sabbakaya patisangvedi asasissamiti sikkati. Sabbakaya patisangvedi pasasissamiti sikkati. In the whole process of breathe in, you can focus. When that breathing process begins, your focus is there. And there's a pause in between. Your mind is still there. And there's an end. At the end of the breathe in, breathe out take place. Out breath also has a beginning and there's a pause and there's an end. In that whole process, your mind is there and watching. You are mindful. Your mind does not go anywhere else. Does not respond to other things. Your breathing process is so pronounced and you feel it. You experience it. That is the next step. So now, I want to open your eyes again. And focus. So far, we have experienced and learned most important steps on this breathing practice, breathing meditation practice. And there's one last step. Before we move on to that, let us recall the steps and the things that we have learned so far. The first thing we learned about ourself. What is ourself? Ourself or myself is a combination of two things, mind and the body. Body, the physical body you can see, you can feel. The mind you cannot see, there's no physical thing as the mind. It's a process. But that you can experience. There's the mind. You can experience it when you being mindful. You see mind is there and mind is that process take place. When you take the mind out of this body, you call you are dead. Being alive means your mind is there, it's present, and it's in the process. So when you meditate, you are dealing with the mind, you are culturing your mind, you are developing your mind. When you are not in a meditative state of your mind, you are living, you are what you do, you respond, your mind is response to things, the inputs that come through the senses that you have in your body. There are 6 of them, including the mind itself. Ears, eyes, nose, the body, tongue, and also the mind. When you do meditate, what you let your mind to be focused on or cling on to one single thing. There are 40 subjects or a technique or whatever you take it in the Theravada Buddhism that we learn, or the practice by the elders from the Buddha's time, even today, and have experienced and gained the higher level of concentration, or even attain the Nibbana. Buddha himself also, on a Vesak day, on that Vesak day that the Buddha attained the enlightenment, started with this breathing meditation practice, very following the steps that we have been discussing today and learning. And because of that, we learn this step by step and carefully choose this breathing process or meditating on breathing process to learn and practice today, believing that many of you can easily understand and apply this to your daily life. So, you are dealing with the mind, you are developing your mind. To develop your mind, that's what we call meditate, that is what bhavana or meditation means. And then we choose the breathing process as one of the 40 the subject that practiced by the elders, and we learn how to do it. First thing, you have to find a place, suitable place. The second thing, the posture. You have to sit in a comfortable posture that support your meditation. So you have done that and you experience it. And then try to bring your attention to your breathing process. And I explain, you don't have to purposefully breathe in or breathe out. It's a natural thing and it's a naturally happening, it takes place. You just focus and just keep watching or being mindful on that breathing process. That's the only thing you do, and you try to experience. And when you try to experience or to focus on, you find it not easy to do it, and then we go back and take the advice from the elders, the technique they use, and then we step by step we try to practice those and apply those to our meditation practice. So we focus and we use the technique of counting, the Ganana in Pali terms, and we experience. And then when we experience the breathing process, the next thing we realize, there are variables. There are short and long, breathe in and breathe out. We experience it. We experience the rhythm. It's not always the same. And then we try to develop our mind, and then we try to experience it more and try to keep our focus longer and try to keep focusing your mind in the whole process of breathe in and breathe out. And we realize that also not easy, but there are other techniques that are used by the elders, and it helps, and we are trying. So we experience it. The whole process has a beginning, pause and end. When you breathe in, there's a beginning, there's a pause and there's an end. When you breathe out, there's a beginning, there's a pause, there's an end. We experience the both. So that's the other step. So this is the last thing I'm going to teach you and try to experience you, let you experience, is that breathing process. You can let that breathing process slow down. Slow down in the sense that you are so relaxed. That's the next thing you're going to experience. Then we practice that as the last part of this meditation practice session today. Again, I want you to close your eyes, relax, keep your palm together, and focus and bring your attention to your breathing process. When you do all that step by step, you relax, your breathing process slow down. Slow down means it's not like when you run few steps, or maybe when you climb some stairs, you breathe so heavily. But now it becomes so subtle, so relaxed. The more you relaxed, more subtle it be. So subtle it be. You are breathing and breathe out. You are breathing and breathe out. But so relaxed. And it's so subtle. In Pali, we use the term pasambhaya. Pasambhayang kaya sankarang asasisamiti sikkati. Pasambhayang kaya sankarang pasasisamiti sikkati. When you relax, you are making your breathing process so subtle, so relaxed. It's like you are not breathing. That kind of relaxation you experience, that breathing process still take place, but it's so light. That is the last thing you should experience before your mind attain into a very developed and cultured state of mind. You will experience the bliss of a relaxed mind. You will experience the bliss of mindfulness. It's so calm, it's so peaceful, so relaxed. You experience it. You become so happy. It's so peaceful, so relaxed. That is what you're going to experience. It's so relaxed and so happy and so peaceful. You can spend time you like that experience, so you can stay longer, but your mind is still in focus. You are mindfully aware that breathing process still takes place. So dear friends in the Dhamma, with that note, with that I'm going to conclude this meditation practice. But this is not the last step of this meditation, that is even this particular breathing meditation practice. But if you as a layperson, with every other responsibility you have in your daily life, you can practice this and you can experience it. You just need a place and time to relax and experience this place. So I encourage you to do it yourself and try to experience it. Use the technique used by the elders. You may even find new techniques. But the first thing, you should experience it. It's a beautiful and it's a peaceful, happy experience. And I encourage you to do it and apply it and experience it. On this Vesak celebration, that is a very meaningful way that you can show your gratitude towards the Buddha and the teacher who taught us, who put light on our samsaric path journey to end this samsaric suffering. And in this samsaric journey, it's a very rare thing. It's a blessing that you got to know this. Don't waste that opportunity, because becoming a Buddha is not an easy thing. and it takes long time. So there's a long break in between from one Buddha to another. So the teaching of a Buddha remain in this world is available to learn and practice only for a very short period of time. So you all living in a time that is so much available and so easy to access. So don't waste the time, the opportunity. Apply this to your life. So dear friends in the Dhamma, I wish you all good health, longevity, peace and happiness to you and to your family, and also to the world, to all the living beings, sentient beings. May they all be well, happy and peaceful. By the power of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha, and the mindful practice of this meditation, and the energy that we have accumulated, created, generated, may there be peace and happiness to every sentient being. May all of us be free from suffering, be free from this pandemic situation. We'll have our normal and happy life back. Those who are in danger, those who are in sadness, may they all find peace and happiness in their life. May all of us finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. With that, I'm going to end this meditation session and wish you all happy Vesak Day and happy and prosperous and peaceful life. May you all be well, happy and peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Devo vassatu kalena sassa sampatti hotu ca pito bhavatu loko ca raja bhavatu dhamiko sabbe buddha balapatta paccekananca yam balam arahantananca tejena rakkang bandami sabbaso. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
感谢尊者。
Thank you, Bhante.
稍后在中午1点备有佛法开示，媒介语为华语，不会有英语的翻译。语言不通的法友可以自行的禅修或阅读佛法书籍。
可以不用紧。
稍后在今天中午1点备有佛法开示，媒介语为华语，不会有英语的翻译。语言不通的法友可以自行禅修或者是阅读佛法书籍。
Later on at 1 p.m., there will be a Dhamma sharing by Bhante Maitri in Mandarin. There is no English translation. Those who have language barrier, you may stay with your own practice such as meditation or reading Dhamma book.
下午3点将有另一场的禅修指导，导师为来自加拿大的基纳南达班定。
Today 3 at the afternoon, there will be a guided meditation session. Bhante Jinanada from Canada will be the teacher.
好的，祝愿大家精进学习，法喜充满。再见。
May all of us do well today, full of Dhamma blessing. See you later. Bye.